About how you accepted Christ in your life and what were some of the differences?
Yeah, so I don't know how much a lot of you guys know about me. I grew up in Ames, Iowa, which is a very small, very small town. And it was just me, my mom, my sister. And I was always raised in a Christian home. We were Baptist, and I never really, shout out to the Baptists, but I always kind of grew up kind of just knowing the Word and knowing God, but I didn't really have my own personal relationship with Him. I mean, I knew that was my mom's religion. You know, I knew that was something that she did. You know, it's something I would do routinely every Sunday. But it was really kind of it was odd for me to kind of embrace that, especially because I didn't have a male figure in my life. My father was not in my life, and I had a lot of resentment towards him. I was frustrated kind of at an early age of why. I was in a different situation than most kids. Most of my friends had, two parents, and I only had one. So, that kind of was big into my faith. And, I started talking to a girl who was a pastor's daughter, and started coming to church a little bit differently. I started getting more into youth groups, more into small groups. Started going on retreats, and during a high school retreat in 2009. I was really moved by the whole retreat process. And I remember one verse that stuck out to me during that retreat, which was Acts 4:12. I don't know if any of you guys know it, but it says, "Salvation is found in no one else, for there is no other name under heaven given to men by which we must be saved." And from that point on, I was really convicted, to give my life to Christ and really try to make this relationship, a personal thing, make it something I do every single day, not because my mom did it, not because somebody else did it, but just kind of make it my own personal faith. And on December 15th, 2009, I was baptized and gave my life to Christ. And and since then, I noticed huge changes in my life. The anger and resentment I had towards my father, I was able to actually reach out to him and forgive him for not being in my life. I was able to lead a Bible study at my high school and try to bring others to Christ. I was able to just kind of be at peace with myself and know that I was living for a greater being, and realizing that basketball wasn't necessarily for me, but it gave me a platform to be able to talk about Christ, and to be able to talk about all the things He's done in my life, and is giving me an opportunity to give back, in situations like this.
So then tell me this, praise God. Come on, give him a hand, you guys, give him a hand. What does that do for you?
Oh, I mean, it's crazy just to imagine, your coach as a pastor as well. I mean, most coaches I've had in the past, it's just kind of just been a business relationship. You come to practice, you have that kind of relationship with your coach, but it's nothing on a personal level. But to have a coach like Coach Jackson, who is a man of God and who is somebody who's around all the time. You can talk to him about almost anything. You can go to him with your problems. You can say, hey, I'm struggling with this, I'm struggling with that. Can you help me? And just hear him talk about that. But not only talk about it, but you see how he lives. He comes to practice every single day. He runs his church. He's not afraid to talk about God in front of the team. Regardless of how many guys believe in God or not. He's not going to pressure you. He's going to let it know what he stands for, and he wants to encourage guys, come to him. So, I love it personally, just having a coach that, is a man of God and really walks that walk.
So then you have a coach that is a pastor, you have assistant coaches that minister as well, and so you leave college and you come to the NBA. What have you found to be the biggest difference between college and the NBA?
Less than 10 Sundays I've been, in Oakland, since, I originally was drafted here. So, I think one of the biggest things that's helped me since I've been drafted has been, chapel. Seeing guys like, Earl and, other guys from every different, team in this league, guys come together, you kind of have a small congregation of, Christians in this league. And it's a nice support system. I mean, it's something because we don't get to go to church on Sundays. I mean, a lot of times, we're in a different city, we're playing games. Sometimes you don't even know what city you're in because you just wake up and it's just another day. So it's nice to have, chapel to help us out.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. And most of the time you didn't even show up. Okay, let me ask, now there's a lot of young people here, and you said that you went away to a retreat, and you heard a word and you heard something. What would you say to these young people that are sitting here, and many of them came along with churches, but maybe they came for a lot of different reasons. Maybe they're just sports fans. What would you tell them is one of the most important things they can do moving forward as it applied to how you had to look at your life?
I think the biggest thing that I would just try to impress upon the young people is it's never too late to give your life to Christ. I did it when it would have been my senior year in high school. I was 17 years old. Most of my friends, they gave their life when they were like, 10, 11, 12, and they were, walking with Christ all that time. And, for me, it took me a little longer to find my way, but, I finally got there. So the biggest thing is, it's never too late. Everybody here, everyone has a different story. Everyone's gone through different, trials, and everyone has different backgrounds. But you can always come to Christ and always be willing to accept you. That's the biggest thing I would encourage these guys, because that's what I wish I would have heard from them.
So you're saying that you did it senior in high school, or you were in high school, and there's some young people here, and maybe some of them may have some resentments. Maybe some of them may have some things that they're upset or angry about. And what I heard you say was, when you finally made a decision and made a personal relationship, then some of the stuff that you were angry about, it went away because it was no longer that big of an issue because you had a replacement. So what I hear him saying is, maybe some of you that are here, you may have some things that you're angry about. Maybe you came in and you sort of mask it and try to cover it up. But he said that when he had the relationship established, then he was able to let go of some things. And so I would recommend to you as well that if there are some things that you're holding on to and you need to figure out what is it that you need to do, release them to Jesus, let them go, and allow him to take control of them and see some things happen different in your life. So that would be one of the things that I heard him say. Go ahead.
And one more thing is just everybody here, when you leave, just ask yourself, what are you living for? Are you living for your family? Are you living for your friends? Maybe it's material things. Maybe it's a sport, a relationship, whatever it is. You guys come to this game, you guys come to see us play basketball, but, basketball isn't something I live for. It's something that's, it's a nice luxury, and I'm glad I get to do it, but it's not what I live my life for. So I would just ask that you guys just ask yourself, look in the mirror. You don't have to go tell anybody, but just ask yourself. Only you know what you truly live for.
All right, thank you, Harry.